Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and you might notice things look very different right now. I'm standing up. I do have a body. Today is a very special video because I wanted to hop on here and say thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. It's honestly, the number doesn't even make sense in my head anymore because I just keep thinking, holy shit, that's so many people and so fast. How is this happening? I will also say before I say any more, the audio is going to be really bad this episode. I have my mic, but honestly, there's so much reverb in here and the wood floors is going to mess everything up. So I know you hate when I apologize, but I'm sorry. One of you guys had the brilliant idea to combine a baking video and a Q&A video into one, so that is exactly what I'm going to do today. And I thought, what better to make than crepes, because they're super easy. I can do sort of like a baking tutorial as well as Q&A. It's gonna be a mess. I feel like this isn't gonna go very well. I have all your questions right here on my phone. I've sort of separated them into personal questions and game-related questions and just sort of silly questions on the side. I'm gonna be doing as many as I can, but definitely not gonna be able to get all of them. You guys asked a lot of really cool questions as always, and I'm very excited to answer all of them. By the way, if you want to follow along with me and bake with me, make some crepes, because crepes are one of my favorite foods. I love crepes so much and they're super easy to make, so I've listed the link to this recipe in my description so you can follow along with me if you'd like. So for ingredients, you're gonna want flour, some sugar that's already like half empty. You're gonna need some eggs, an electric hand mixer, which you can tell this baby's old. She's really been through it. This was my mom's. But you know what? It still works great. So then lastly, you're just gonna want some milk. Then for filling and stuff, strawberry jam, because I felt it was appropriate, and also jam in crepes is amazing. And what we're gonna be doing first for another filling that we can add is Oreo mix. This in crepes is out of this world good. So we're gonna be making that first just so I can leave it set and then we can make the crepes and everything will be ready in time. Powdered sugar, just like sprinkled on the outside of crepes, also really good. I feel like I don't have enough counter space for this, but we're gonna make it work. I've never done a cooking video before. This is gonna be interesting. So the first step you're gonna wanna do is wash your dang hands. You should be doing that already, but especially when baking. So the first question comes from X Factor 283, who said, how old are you? I'm 20 years old. Also, sorry about the trucks or anything that you hear in the background. I live on a busy road and there's always trucks going by and semis. So, the more you know. Next question comes from Claudio Farias01, who asked, do you like animes? If yes, which one you watch? So before I got into Let's Plays and stuff, I actually watched anime a lot. I watch anime all the time. My favorite anime would probably be Haikyuu, the volleyball one. I was obsessed with that one for a long time. I'll show some footage here of all of my figurines and all of the manga collection that I have of that series. I love that series so much. I love the characters. I love the world. It's just everything about it. I've always loved that series and it means a lot to me. Shit. Another favorite of mine, probably my second favorite anime, would be Death Note. I've rewatched that one like 50 times. It's on Netflix still, I think. It's so good. I also watched My Hero. I've seen so many that it's hard to keep track of them in my head anymore. I haven't been into anime for a long time just because I prefer watching sub. And in order to do that, you have to pay attention, you have to look at the subtitles and read it, and honestly, I just don't have any more time in the day in order to do that. I'm gonna refrain in this Q&A from giving mile-long answers to really short questions. I just realized no one's going to see what I'm doing at the bottom here. You're just gonna be doing this for 2 minutes, you're just gonna keep whisking it away, and eventually it'll harden. Literally the easiest stuff to make. I don't know why I'm giving you guys a tutorial on it. My hand hurts. Okay, you're just gonna set this aside for now and let that harden. Okay, now that that is setting aside back there, we we can move on to the crepes. Also, I guess I should give a little disclaimer right now. I'm not a professional. I have no idea like how to professionally bake anything. I'm just doing this off of the tutorial, so don't listen to me. Sarah Garcia 10 asks, if your channel gets big enough, would you make this your full-time job? Yes. Yes, 100% yes, I would love to do that, but also I don't see it as being extremely realistic. This channel is growing very, very, very fast, a lot faster than I could have ever thought. So honestly, I don't want to put it past like the fact that it could happen, but I don't want to set that as my goal because I see it as being kind of like a dream job and not really like a realistic job. But you know what? So many other people have been able to do it, so I kind of just need to be confident in myself and try to go towards that goal. I just recently figured out how to monetize my channel, but I still haven't technically gotten any money for it yet. But you know, if I do start like a Patreon or anything like that, I want to make sure it's something where you guys are getting something back for paying and not just, you know, the basics of supporting me, which is amazing. And a lot of you guys have suggested that I do make a Patreon, which seriously means a lot to me that you would even consider it, because I never really saw my content as being worth money. I need to stop being so self-deprecating, but also that's just how I saw it. I started these videos very unprofessionally, and you know, they have gained more quality over time, I feel, but also I'm still like, is it worth spending money over? Because AdSense money, people don't make a full-time living off of AdSense money unless they get millions and millions of views every single video, which is something I'm obviously not getting. So for the next part, we're going to be making the crepes. You're just going to add in 1 cup of flour into the bowl, and then you're going to add basically all of your dry ingredients first. That's how I like to do it. And then 3 tablespoons of white sugar. You're going to add a ½ teaspoon of salt in there, and that is it for the dry ingredients. Then you're going to add 4 large eggs into the bowl. One cup of milk. Then ½ a cup of warm water in there. What I do is I basically cut the stick of butter in half, place it into one of these measuring cups, and put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. Then if you look, by now your Oreo mix should be hardened. It should have a good consistency to it. It's like pudding. You're just gonna mix the batter while you're waiting for the butter. No, you aren't, because you use the electric mixer, not your hand. Then you have your melted butter, and what I normally do while I'm using the electric mixer is actually pour in the butter as you're mixing it, if you can. So I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to be very loud. Basically just go around the bowl mixing your batter and add the butter as you're going, and it should be light and fluffy, and I will show you when it's all done. Okay, now that it's all been mixed, it should look something like this. It's very watery, it's not very thick, but that is okay because we're going to be baking it anyway. Just kind of go around the edges, make sure you didn't miss anything, any of the dry ingredients, that is. Okay, I realize I barely answered any questions, but I know that I'm going to be doing that after I bake everything anyway, so we still have a lot of questions to get through. Let's do another one. Seyfala74 asked, what has been your favorite series on the channel so far? I have to say, probably God of War. I did really enjoy all of the games that I've been playing on this channel so far. And I will say The Last of Us Part 2 probably impacted like me the most, like me as a person, and also made the channel grow to what it is today. I seriously wouldn't be standing here doing this video if it wasn't for that game, so I basically owe everything to that game right now. But for me, the most fun that I've had was probably playing God of War. That game, like I said, rose to like my top 3 favorite games of all time. The first one is still The Last of Us Part 1. That one I don't see it changing anytime soon, just because when I played it and how much it meant to me at the time and how much it still means to me now. When the sequel came out, and basically the sequel made me start my channel, so it's like that series is just, it's just impacted me and my life in so many different ways. The second one is probably still Red Dead Redemption 2, just because it's more my style, I think. Red Dead Redemption 2 basically encapsulates everything I love about a video game. It has great characters. Arthur Morgan is probably one of the best written main characters of any, like, medium, any series, anything. I just love him to death. He's just such a well-written character. And by the way, this isn't me going, one game is better than the other. This is just my personal opinion. I think that, you know, a lot of people will disagree with this, a lot of people might agree, but also I think it's definitely accurate when I say that Arthur Morgan is an extremely well-written character. Well-rounded, just very fleshed out. He feels like a real person. Playing as him for basically 60 hours, that game is super long. You grow so close to him, you grow so attached. The issues with that game, I think, revolve around maybe some of the pacing, but honestly, kind of unavoidable during an open world game like that where you have so much to explore, but the world felt so real to me. Everything was just so alive, and the details in that game are astounding. I love just riding around on my horse. I grew so attached to my horse as well. You can just imagine how much I was emotionally impacted by that game, and so many people have asked me to play it on this channel, but I keep saying I've already played it. It's one of my favorite games ever. I'm sorry, I wish I had waited to play it on this channel. I think that would have been an amazing series to do. I can't take it back now, but I wish I could, but you know, I still had an amazing experience with that game. Then God of War is probably my third favorite game, to be honest. It rose up very, very fast, very quickly. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, for sure, especially because I am new to the series. And because of that, a lot of people are asking me to play the old games. And I mentioned in a community post that I have been thinking about it, but it's honestly not set in stone right now. I don't know. Just because the older games are definitely not my style of gaming. The reason I was drawn to the newer one is basically because it is a lot different from the old ones, and it looked more like something I would be interested in. I like the idea of having a companion with you. The first games, I don't think you really had that. As far as I know, I could be wrong. But having Atreus with you through the whole game, most of the whole game, just felt so comforting, and I'm a sucker for like the mean guy with a soft spot trope. It warms my heart so much, and seeing Kratos, you know, step into his father figure role and just allowing himself to show his son compassion and their bond and how close they grew throughout the game. You can tell I'm a sucker for that because of how much I love The Last of Us, obviously. So yes. Last question before I start baking the crepes is, where are you from? I haven't really answered this question yet, just because I want to be as anonymous as I can, I guess, for right now. Obviously, as I grow bigger, I'm sure other things will, you know, be leaked or whatever. I don't even know how you would word it. If people do find out what state I live in, I don't really care, but also I do want to keep some privacy just for my sake. I am from the US. I live on the East Coast. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. Thank you guys for being understanding and just respecting my boundaries with these questions. There was hardly anyone who asked any really personal questions, so I really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm staring at this batter right here, and I really want to make the rest of the crepes, so let's go do that. Okay, so basically what you're gonna want to do is grab a medium-sized little pan here, or skillet, put it on medium heat, and you're just gonna slice a very thin piece of butter right here and put it on the pan, and just sort of wait for it to melt. And as it's melting, you can sort of slide it around and just coat the whole pan in the butter. Next up, you're just gonna pour a tiny amount, like a thin layer of the crepe batter into the pan. You don't want to make it too thin, or else it is going to cook very fast and it's gonna burn very, very quick, so be careful when you're doing this. Then you're just gonna wait a little bit. Make sure you keep a close eye on it, because since it is so thin, it is going to cook very, very fast, and it will burn if you're not careful. I've made that mistake many times. Cook the crepe until you can tell that it is starting to lift up from the sides. You can take one of these little spatula things. I find that they're the easiest to use when making crepes because you can sort of slide it underneath and sort of pop it up a little bit to make sure the bottom isn't being burned or cooked more than the sides. You can cook it for it's usually about 1 to 2 minutes. Then you can flip the crepe and continue cooking until the other side is brown. Honestly, it was a little more burnt than I was hoping it to be, but this is basically what it should look like for the most part. Leave it for a few minutes just so it can cool off. That way you can put more fillings on there. Now that we're all done with that, we can finally grab that Oreo mix that we made and I just use a butter knife and slab it on there. Get a good amount because it's so good and you seriously will not regret it. Then when you're done with that, just fold it on both sides so that way it crosses over each other a little bit. Then you can grab your powdered sugar. You can grab like a measuring spoon or honestly just use your fingers if it's just you eating it. Make sure your hands are clean. And you can sprinkle it on there, sprinkle as much as you want. I do probably way too much. And voila, there we go. It's a crepe. These things taste amazing, trust me. Now it is time to do a taste test on my mother.
Were you
a taste test?
You could give me a little bit of warning.
I won't show your face. Is it good?
I'm so glad I gave birth to you.
Well, that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Tastes good?
Yeah.
Okay. With how things went, I would say that is a success. So I made another crepe. As you can see, it's looking a little sad right now. We can add some more toppings. So as an alternative for the Oreo mix, pudding, stuff like that, in case you don't have it, you can add some strawberry jam. The stuff is very, very yummy. Plus mixed with some cream cheese together. And then we will add the powdered sugar on top of that. Feels very appropriate for my channel. You can add some cream cheese to the side of it. You don't have to add that much because honestly if you fill it up a lot it's going to be very, very filling, and that is so much sugar that we should probably not be eating. Then like the last one, you're just going to fold the sides just like that, and there you go. Now you have a strawberry and cream cheese crepe. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be eating my crepe and answering some more questions because I barely got any questions done during this baking video. Maybe it's because I haven't eaten all day, but this shit is so good. So for the next question, Navo asked, I know I'm asking a bit late, but will there ever be a game that won't make you cry? No, I honestly can't remember the last game I didn't cry at. Probably like Inside or whatever I played the last time. If you go back and look at all the games I played on my channel, I've cried at basically all of them at this point. I don't know what it is with me, but I get very attached to characters very easily. They feel like real people to me and I care about them like I would a real person. Probably not healthy, but honestly, it makes me happy, so why wouldn't I do that? And I honestly can't even help it. A lot of the time when I watch YouTubers who play games that I've played where I've sobbed at the ending or something, and then I watch them with this stone cold expression on their face, it's so confusing to me because it's sort of like, how can you not feel for these characters? How can you not put yourself in their shoes and, you know, and see them as real people? I guess, I don't know, maybe that's a weird outlook on it, but to me, most of the time when I don't see people with an emotional response, it's sort of off-putting because it makes me feel like maybe I'm just overreacting, which I probably am. As far as what motivated me to start a channel, I guess this is a little personal, but I guess we can all agree that 2020 has been one hell of a year. It's had many ups and downs, mostly downs. For me, this year has been a lot better because of this channel, because I don't know where I would be mentally if I didn't have so much positive feedback and support right now. Before I started this channel, I was in pretty, I wouldn't say dark place, but I definitely wasn't happy mentally. I basically started my channel during quarantine. At the start of quarantine, back in March, the very end of March, the job that I work at, our store shut down for COVID. So I was at home all the time, and I had just gotten Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I was so excited to play it. And then something sort of unexpected happened, and my dog passed away. She had been dealing with congestive heart failure for about 6 months. So we got the diagnosis back in 2019, I think, at the very end. It wasn't easy. She basically would have made it impossible for me to start a channel because the sac around her heart, I believe, was filling with fluids because her heart wasn't beating correctly. So it was making her cough all the time, non-stop. If she wasn't sleeping, she was coughing. It was obnoxious. It was very difficult to live with, but at the same time, I loved my dog. Her name was Riley. I don't think I mentioned that. I loved her to death, and she was definitely my dog. It was a family dog, but also she followed me literally everywhere throughout the house. I had had her since I was 9 years old, and anywhere that I went in the house, she was with me. I would hear her footsteps behind me. And then one day, basically, her heart just stopped. She was, she was in a lot of pain that morning, and my whole family was with her, and I think it was a very peaceful way to go for her, and I'm very, very thankful for that. I don't think I could have been with her if we put her down, because I don't think I could have done that. So I think it was a lot easier knowing that we were all with her, and it made me feel a lot better, but also it was very devastating to me. Like I said, she had been with me since I was 9, so not having her with me this year has been very strange, very difficult. Not hear her follow behind me wherever I go has been very strange. We would literally do everything together, and since I was homeschooled, she would always lay with me while I did my schoolwork. She would lay with me while I played video games, while I was drawing, literally anything. She was with me. So it has been very, very strange living without her. You guys know me and crying. If I talk anymore about this, I'll start crying, so let's move on to another question. So it's me, Editing Erin. I wanted to hop back in and just kind of finish up what I was even talking about, because I didn't even finish what I was saying because I was getting upset and I didn't want to cry on camera. So basically, when Riley passed away, I honestly did fall into like a depression. And I don't really like to use that term very freely, but basically everything I did after that was just kind of mind-numbing at that point. I wasn't happy with anything. Drawing, I couldn't draw. I was like in an art block state. Every time I sat down to draw, I would be sad because I would think that Riley wasn't there with me, so it would be hard to draw. Every time I sat down to play video games, I would be sad because she wasn't next to me, so it's really, really hard after that. It's hard to get over that. So I decided to finally do what I had been wanting to do for a long time, which was start making videos. So I bought myself a camera because I knew that quarantine would probably last a while, and this would be one of the only chances I would be able to get. Making videos was really my only source of entertainment at that point, the only thing that could really distract me and make me happy, and it's just grown into something that constantly makes me happy, and I'm just extremely thankful for it. So I would say the reason or the motivation behind this channel is just me wanting to be happy again. So before we get into other questions, here's some random videos and pictures of my dog, because I think this channel is definitely dedicated to her.
Hey, baby.
Hi. So next question comes from Movie Not. They asked, so this question came late and I already asked a bunch of personal ones, but this one is 10,000 subs question of all. What do your family think about your channel? Grown into popular YouTube channel and got 10,000 subs in just a couple of months. And there was also a few other questions where people asked how my family feels about me and my YouTube channel and if they support me. I'm very, very, very fortunate to live in a family that has always supported me no matter what I've done. We're a very close family, so it has been a great experience. I think they're confused more than anything as to how fast everything is going, and my mom is very supportive as always, but also very shocked. My dad has basically started asking me when I'm gonna be making money and, you know, keep going with my channel. And my brother, of course, is jealous. Sorry, Brian. No, but they have been very, very supportive of me from the beginning. It is a very, very crazy thing that's happening, and, you know, they have been supportive, but also I know it's annoying because I still live at home, and when I'm recording, I'm always like, okay, I need complete silence in the house, but they never listen, and that's why you always hear background noise in the background. But other than that, I'm very grateful for how much they've supported me. It is a very, very crazy experience, and I'm extremely fortunate. I cut off your name by accident, but this was by Prodigal 2K7. You're the best. You're awesome. You always comment on my videos, and I appreciate all your comments. You're the best. You said, in all honesty, what can all 10K of us do for you to continue to make your experience with your channel the best and most fulfilling possible? Name at least one thing or many. It's a very, very sweet question to ask, and I really appreciate that one. I will say, be patient with me. When I make my videos, it takes me a long time. I have work, I have all these different things. I had a few people in my God of War video, I won't name any names, but people were basically asking me to rush out the videos, like, if you do this at this pace, it's gonna take you forever to finish it. It is kind of frustrating because I was uploading those videos very fast, but for some people it wasn't fast enough. You know, I can't do anything about that. I do have a job, I do have to edit these videos, I do it all by myself, and it takes a lot out of me, and it is very, very hard on me sometimes because those God of War videos took me a lot of effort to put out as fast as I did, and a lot of people, to them, it wasn't fast enough, and that is definitely very frustrating. Another thing is be respectful. Be respectful of other people on this channel. You know, if someone has a different opinion than you, it's not the end of the world, trust me. If someone thinks that a game isn't that great, but you think it's the best, don't pick a fight, because you're not going to change that person's mind. Just because you enjoyed the game doesn't mean you're going to make that person enjoy it. I just want this channel to be a chill place to relax and just have fun and play games and just hang out with each other and express different opinions and stuff, and I'm completely open to all opinions. I'm welcoming all types of people, no matter where you come from, what your religion, sexuality, anything. Literally, I don't care. You're all welcome here. I appreciate every single one of you, and I just want other people to be respectful of each other and just have fun here. And so far, you guys have been amazing with that. There really hasn't been any sort of discourse or anything. It's been very, very fun. And a lot of you guys are very kind to each other and nice, and that really, really makes me happy. Okay, we have changed rooms. I believe this echo is even worse than in the kitchen. I'm sorry. But also, I feel like it's a good room to do videos in. It's very chill, it's very cozy. This is our sunroom. We just added it onto the house. So Justin asked, you mentioned on your former videos you work retail. I myself used to, so my question is, what type of retail? Clothing, sports, equipment, housewares, etc. So I work in clothing retail. I have been working there for about 2 years now. It's actually my 2-year anniversary there, like in a few days, I think. When I first started there, I was working on the sales floor, so I was basically just fixing everything out, putting things on shelves, all that. Then I was moved to the register, so I'm basically just a cashier now. It's a very fast-paced job, but also it gets you through the day fast. I have wonderful managers there. I love my coworkers. I have some of my closest friends working there. So it is a very good job, and I'm very fortunate. I'm only working there part-time right now, but I don't think I can work any more than that and do the YouTube at the same time, so it is sort of a harsh balance between the two. Next question is from Giant Albino Eel, who said, can you turn into an animal? Yes. I know recently that you're an artist. Did YouTube make you draw less? Yes, definitely. Trying to balance my job, editing, recording, and uploading videos, I don't have time to draw like hardly anything anymore. It's a huge bummer. I mentioned before that I don't plan on combining YouTube and my drawing anytime soon. I was, however, thinking about maybe doing like a live stream drawing video. So I don't really think I'll be live streaming any games anytime soon. If I do, it would probably be something small or something silly. That way I can play the game and focus on chat at the same time and not feel bad or like I'm missing a lot of the story. As for drawing, I think it would be really fun because I could do both and I could do it at my own pace, and I think it would be a lot of fun. I'd have to figure out how to do that, but if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. I might have it be where if I open a Patreon in the future, that might be one of the rewards, is maybe like a little live stream event thingy. I think that would be really fun. Next question is from Carl Wilker, who asked, how do you think your relationship with your subscribers will change as your channel grows? So I do feel like it's already changing a little bit because I'm not able to respond to every single comment anymore like I used to on my old videos, but I try to still respond to as many as I can. I try to heart all of them. If I hearted your comment, it meant I read it and it meant that I appreciate it and I enjoy you commenting and just leaving your thoughts and stuff like that. So just rest assured, if I hearted your comment, it meant that I read it. I read through the whole thing. I didn't just heart it because I actually read it. I hope that makes some people feel better because I don't want anyone to feel like left out. What is the lighting doing, my guy? What are you doing? I just want to stay close to you guys and just try to interact with you in the comments as much as I can. But there are going to be certain things where bigger series where there are plot twists and stuff, I have to avoid the comments as much as I can. Or I need to get a freaking moderator and actually, do something about that. I don't plan on changing anytime soon. I don't plan on changing my personality to fit like this YouTuber stereotype where everyone thinks you have to be loud and obnoxious to be a YouTuber, where that's not the case. I enjoy making my videos the way I do because it's my personality. I'm a naturally pretty relaxed person. I'm laid back and I enjoy making videos that I would want to watch. I'm not a huge fan of YouTubers who are extremely loud and just like, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's just like that's not me. It's not me. I can't put on that persona for you guys. So what you see right here is me. Next question comes from JP. Assuming you're not there already, what's your dream city/country you'd love to move to one day? I'm not here already. I don't like the state I live in. I actually kind of hate it a lot. Places I would love to visit. I would love to visit Japan. I think it's absolutely beautiful there. Not just Tokyo, but I would love to visit the forests in Japan. I want to visit Asian countries, and I also want to visit Europe, Ireland. I'd love to visit Spain. I'd absolutely love to visit New Zealand. I think New Zealand is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm also a huge Hobbit and Lord of the Rings nerd, so that would be very, very cool. I'd love to visit Bag End, if they still have that up. Do they still have that up over in New Zealand? I hope so. I don't know where I would like to move, to be honest. I don't really think that far ahead. It's probably not a good thing to do, but I don't think too far ahead in my future just because I don't know like where I'm gonna go. I tend to just go with the flow, and wherever I end up sort of thing. Next question comes from Eon. How do you say that? Fortune. I'm sorry I had to cut some of it out, but you left a long question and I can't answer all the questions that you left. As for a question, I was wondering if you had any Irish heritage. Maybe you got the red hair and your name is a traditional term for Ireland, so it got me wondering. I'm not from Ireland. As far as I know, I might be a very small percentage of Irish. That would be mostly on my grandfather's side, and even then I think he was a mixture of a lot of different things, so it's all I just say I'm mostly Italian because my grandmother is fully Italian. Both of her parents were from Italy and they actually took a boat to America, so I have a very cool heritage on my grandmother's side, on my mom's side. As far as my father, he's mostly like German and Polish, and so I mean I don't think I'm Irish at all. This hair color, I guess it is sort of red, but this isn't really my natural hair color. It's a little bit more red than my natural hair color. My natural color is sort of like a poopy brown. It's ugly, so I dyed my hair with my friend a while ago. I'll put up like a picture of my actual hair color here to give you an idea, but that would be like my natural color. This is a lot more red than it would be naturally. I just say I'm mostly Italian because of my big nose and the fact that my grandmother is fully Italian, so I don't know. mostly Italian. I don't know how to say your name either. IJ Gomez 7. I'm sorry. You also comment on a lot of my videos. I appreciate you a lot. They said, as for the question, I suppose mine is going to be a bit uncommon, I think. I've been to your Instagram and see that you're quite the talented artist. Thank you. Are you currently studying art, and if so, how long have you been drawing for? Is that something that you want to pursue as a profession, perhaps acquire a position that's within the gaming industry, such as a concept artist? I guess that's more than one question. So I mentioned it before in my other Q&A that I would love to be a concept artist. I have never studied art before. I'm basically completely self-taught. My mother is also a very talented artist. She taught me a lot of what I know today, but I picked up digital art completely by myself. I looked up a few tutorials online just to get me started, but other than that, basically just practice every single day. It's really inevitable that you'll get better at it. I basically was drawing every single day for about 3 years straight. I'm still not as good as I would like to be. Obviously, I think every artist is like that, where they're very self-critical. I'm extremely self-critical of everything that I do, but especially my art. But I am basically completely self-taught. I don't know about pursuing it as a profession just because I'm scared of it turning into work for me. I don't know how much I can do before it becomes like a chore, sort of like YouTube, I guess. But if it does get to a point where I could be a concept artist someday, I'd absolutely love it, I think. One question a lot of people asked, which I didn't capture, but they asked, where did I come up with the name Strawberry Farmer? It's really not a special story. I love strawberries and I thought the name Strawberry Farmer was cute. That's literally all that there is to it. A lot of people think I'm actually a farmer. I am not. It's basically just a name I thought sounded nice together. Yeah, there's really no special meaning for it. I guess I just came up with it one day just because I thought it sounded cute. That's really all there is to it. There's also wild strawberries that grow behind my house sometimes. They're really tiny. I'll put up a picture here if you don't know what I'm talking about, but they grow in the grass and sometimes I would just sit in my backyard and eat them for a while. I don't think that was really healthy because I didn't even wash them, but I'm fine. I'm still alive, so I'm sure it was fine. Mr. Saba89 asked, any plans for some gameplay of Nintendo Switch games? Greetings from Chile. Hello, Chile. So I'd love to play some Nintendo Switch games. I'd honestly love to do like a little stream of Animal Crossing sometime, but I don't know. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a while just because I don't have any time for it anymore, even though I really, really miss it and I want to play it again, but like I said, I hardly have time and it's really depressing because I absolutely love the new game that came out. I used to play New Leaf before this, so I am pretty familiar with Animal Crossing. I didn't play it for a while. I definitely wasn't like an OG fan, but I am a huge fan of the series now. I'd love to play Switch games on my channel if I can figure out how to get that set up with my capture card and everything. That might be kind of tricky. I'd absolutely love to play the new Legend of Zelda that's going to be coming out for the Switch. I played Breath of the Wild back when that was first released. That was actually the reason why I got a Switch. That game is also one of my all-time favorite games. I haven't really mentioned it on this channel, I don't think, but I do absolutely love Breath of the Wild. It's one of my favorite games ever. It's just so good. I definitely wasn't a fan of the series until recently. I recently got into it and I played Ocarina of Time and I played some of Twilight Princess. I didn't end up finishing that because I got distracted with other games and I was about halfway done with Twilight Princess. I did really enjoy that one though. I started playing Majora's Mask and I didn't finish that one either. I still haven't because it confused me so much and I could not figure out what the hell to do in that game. I'll probably go back to it at some point, but for now, the only ones I really have finished are Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. Both amazing games. So I'd really, really love to play the new one that comes out. It looks like it's gonna be a ton of fun. Jack Cypher 19 asked, which character would be your favorite in God of War? I mean, personality-wise. Atreus. I don't think anyone's surprised at this point. I love my boy. He's just, I wasn't really sure how I would feel about him, to be honest. It kind of threw me off and I was like, I hope he's not annoying. And that was basically my hope throughout my head as I started the series. And I'm like, I hope I like this kid. And also, what the hell, how do I pronounce his name? But no, I honestly fell in love with him. He's just such a good character. He's just very well written, I think, because I think I like Kratos and Atreus because they are flawed. I think that the fact that they have like flaws that they're working through and that they need to get better at overcoming is just very powerful, and I think that it wouldn't be so impactful if he was just this perfect little angel kid and he just did everything he was told. But no, he talks back at times, he's sassy, he tests his father's patience. I like how curious he is about the world. I like that he just gets excited over learning history and like just being around all these different things because he's never been away from home before. So all this stuff is new to him. It's like a sensory overload. I don't know. I just really fell in love with his character, even though he's a little shit sometimes. Amx1 asked, so happy for your 10K. Are you going to continue with story-focused ambience games or branching out? I'll probably stick with story-based games for right now, but I do think maybe in the future I might branch out into different types of games, but for now, those are the games that I personally enjoy. A lot of people ask me if I'm going to play Dark Souls or Bloodborne. I don't know. I don't know anything about those games. I just know that they're incredibly hard and very renowned for being extremely difficult games to play and just very frustrating, rage-inducing, and that is fun to an extent, but also if it just makes me angry to play, it's sort of like, what's the point to me? I do play games that are hard because I want the challenge, but also there are games that are just so hard that they're not fun anymore, and if it becomes that, then I don't think I would ever be interested just for the sake of, like, I don't know, views, because a lot of people like watching people play those games. But if it's not something that I enjoy, I don't think anyone's gonna enjoy me being bored with a game. Patrick Bryan asks, who's your favorite video game villain? For example, Baldur is obviously villainous and ruthless, but he's written and especially acted so well, and I think he's really funny. I can tell you my least favorite video game villain, but he's simultaneously like very well written, and also I hate him. Micah from Red Dead Redemption 2. Micah pissed me off to no end. He was just so obnoxious and awful, and just no redeemable qualities at all with his character. I think he was a good villain, and especially Peter Blomquist, who played him, did a fantastic job playing Micah, because he was just like this asshole that you hated, and he was supposed to be this asshole that you hated. So he played him very well. And it's so sad because this actor literally got death threats from playing Micah, but that just goes to show that he played him extremely well, because the fact that people hate him so much shows that he played his character really well and made you feel like he was this real person that you wanted to choke the life out of him because he was so fucking annoying. But Micah was just, oh my god, he was irredeemable in his disgusting and horribleness just all the time, every day. Another villain that I really enjoyed was Arden from Final Fantasy 15. I thought he was really well written, and just his performance. I forgot his actor's name. I'll put it right here, but he was amazing playing as Arden. You could tell how much passion he had for his character and how much he enjoyed playing him. It was very, very fun to watch him whenever he was on screen. I really enjoyed him a lot. And like you said, I really, really enjoyed Baldur. I felt like Jeremy Davies, I think that's who played him. He was fantastic as Baldur. He really made me feel for him and feel for his character. All he wanted from the very beginning was just to feel something, and that is so, like, it just really makes me feel for him because, well, bad choice of words. I definitely felt bad for Baldur, and I don't regret that now, because in the moment it was like, wait, he's a bad guy, I shouldn't be crying for him. But at the same time, I felt so bad because he just lived such a messed up life, and it really screwed him up and just made him lose his mind, and to the point of no return where he couldn't go back at that point. He was just lost and went insane with how messed up his life was. And I also felt for Freya, even though I don't agree with how and what she did. I don't agree with what she did at all, because it's just, you know, she was trying in a way to prevent Ragnarok from happening, but also she ruined her son's life and she ruined her relationship with him, and indirectly she caused Ragnarok to happen because of what she did to try and prevent it. It is a very heartbreaking story. It really is. Really, dude? Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce your name, and you just said to call you GB, so that's what I'm gonna do. You asked, as for question, how do you prefer your games? More story-driven, more action-oriented, bit of both, but also more so story-driven. I like the Life is Strange series a lot because it's definitely not much in terms of gameplay. It's pretty lackluster in terms of gameplay, but it does make up for it with the story that it tells. But I think the combination of gameplay and story is my favorite, like God of War. I felt like that was the perfect mix of the two, where it had a very, very compelling and amazing story, but also the gameplay was so much fun. Sigma asked, the great question is mayonnaise an instrument? Yes, it is, and so is horseradish. And finally, the most important question of the day, Lord Finchy asked, guess I'll be the one to ask the all-important question. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? No. I will say, I was gonna make some sort of joke, but I've never had it before. I honestly don't know what it tastes like. I've heard that it's good, I've heard that it's the worst thing ever. It sounds disgusting, and I don't think I would enjoy it, just because it just sounds gross. The idea of having fruit on a pizza, just no. But you know what? Don't knock it till you try it. I might try it someday. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Well, that's all the questions I think I'm gonna answer right now. I just wanna give another just ginormous thank you to all you guys. It's just been such an incredible journey so far, and I've only been doing this for 4 months. It feels like a lot longer, but at the same time, it feels like I just made my channel. It's honestly mind-blowing how fast this is all moving, and I don't even really know what to say anymore other than thank you so much. Thank you for being here and just helping me through dark times in my life, and I hope that I am able to do the same for you in any sort of way, whether it be major or just a tiny bit of comfort throughout the day, just to have someone to hang out with, I guess. The messages that you guys send me just make my day so much better, where, you know, you're able to relax a little bit by watching my videos, or just feel a little bit better if you're going through some hard times. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy right now, and just being able to take one day at a time and just not thinking too much about all of the possibilities of all the things that can go wrong in your life. Just focus on, you know, happy moments that you have with your family, or watching YouTube videos, just anything. I hope you guys feel welcome here. I hope that, you know, this is just an enjoyable experience for everyone. I just want this whole community to be a welcoming place, and just to have everyone here just happy with each other, and just, you know, able to hang out and be respectful and just talk to each other about games and all of our different passions in life. Which brings me to my next announcement for this channel. I finally opened a Discord channel. That way you guys can hang out with me there and hang out with each other and just talk about whatever. I have different channels and chat rooms and stuff where you guys can talk about whatever the chat is referring to. I just ask that you all be respectful. Please read the rules before you join or before you comment or anything. I really appreciate you guys just being so supportive as always, and just really respectful of each other. Just I absolutely love that. This channel is very important to me. It means a lot to me. I've worked very hard to get here, and it feels like I have reached as far as I thought I would ever get so fast that it's been seriously mind-blowing. I hope this video wasn't too crazy. I know we moved around a lot, and I know the audio in here is really bad. I hope that you enjoyed my little cooking segment where we made some crepes. Let me know if you actually made crepes, because that would be really cool. Enjoy them, eat a bunch, put whatever you want in it. Honestly, you can experiment all around with it, and they'll probably taste really good. I hope you guys continue to stick around with me and watch me play games and just hang out. No matter what games I'm playing, I'll be playing AAA titles or indie games, no matter what. I just want to play games that I enjoy, that I want to play, because I know that if I play a game I'm not interested in, it's not going to be fun for anyone here. And I want to continue playing games that I want to see and that I really want to play and enjoy. I think that is probably the most important thing to me, because like I said, if I'm enjoying it, I feel like it's more enjoyable for everyone here. I really appreciate you guys understanding all the different things I've had to do to make this channel work and just being patient with me as I set everything up. It's been so much fun, and you guys are seriously the best, and I couldn't ask for more than what you guys give me right now, and it's amazing. I hope you check out my Discord and hang out with me there. I'll be posting just random things throughout my day, just like, I don't know, just hang out with me and talk to other people and make friendships, talk to each other, you know, just be safe and cautious when giving out personal information as usual, you know, just be safe. Look forward to more spooky games this season. I hope you really enjoy those and watch me be freaked out and just have a heart attack, because yeah, that's been great. Definitely not one for scary games. I have a weak heart when it comes to stuff like that. I'm a big old baby. That's all for me today. I love you guys so much. 10,000 people is a lot, and I just appreciate every single one of you. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.